Hey guys, welcome to Group Chat.
Group Chat.
We got a hot episode. Anand's out of town.
It's literally hot. It's like 400 degrees
literally
in
400
here.
degrees. I had to change shirts. I sweated through one.
I don't even need Ozempic. I lost 4 pounds in this episode.
Yeah. It's a new thing we're trying out where we just make the room as hot as we can. And we see if we can make a podcast. And we see how many people we can fit in the room. We had like 20 guests today. It was amazing. There's also mics just like around the room. So some people are jumping in, but it's still good. Like we kept the order. It's a great episode. Anand is out. I know he's nervous. I know he's listening as we speak.
Anand's in his pink shirt on his way to wherever he's going in his pink shirt watching Barbie.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
He's out today, but he sent a statement.
Oh yeah.
Because he's so worried about what we're going to say without him.
He's a plant.
I think he's a plant. I think we need to check his background. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about, a lot of news to talk about, a lot of things going on in the world. We're going to set you up for a successful week full of knowledge. You ready to go?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Hey D.
Hey.
Happy Sunday.
You too.
You know hot yoga?
Yeah.
It's like a cool trend that a lot of people are doing.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of hot podcasting?
We are officially the hottest podcast in the world.
Bikram,
we went from
Bikram
number one to the
podcasting.
hottest.
Yeah, we literally went from the hottest to literally the hottest. And we got a packed house.
Yeah, I mean, it's a combination of our building doesn't have air conditioning nights and weekends. And
Real cutting costs, huh?
yeah, austerity measures.
Yeah.
And, typically it's not an issue. To be fair, this has probably been the first hot weekend of the year.
Yeah, I think consistently hot. Like this thing's been baking for 48 hours.
Yeah. Like yesterday was really hot outside in LA. Today was insanely hot, humid. And then I had a feeling today would be very, very hot in the office. Yep. And I said, oh, there's a bunch of people coming today. So we have a packed house in the studio. Yeah. So I texted Javier. I'm like, can you get an air conditioner in here? Yeah. Like a portable. And so he went to Best Buy. They didn't have any. They had only air purifiers. So he brought it from his house. This is from his house. That's the boys' AC.
Is this from is this survived the famous
Can you
parties?
imagine the germs on this AC?
Oh, there is so much. I think it's just blowing
like cum and
crabs.
Sweat. It's just gross.
We all got crabs. Welcome to Group Chat.
It's the SCD of air conditioners.
Oh my God. That's from your house? So the boys are just sweating right now.
Can you imagine? What do you guys do? Do you clean the filter on this thing?
Hell no.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine if you ever did like
you could do like a forensic analysis of the filter.
It's just like little boys just walking around.
You can see it in his eyes. Javier's eyes are like going through his memories.
Yeah, the shit that's happened on that air conditioning unit.
Okay, so you might hear a little rumble in the background. I doubt it. Can you hear it, Ari?
We can hear it. I'm going to try to do my best in post to get rid of it.
That's fine. Listen, it's either that or we have a heat stroke.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be okay.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. But we have a house of like awesome people in here together. We have Maddie from Group Shop, awesome founder, Mickey from Mag Park, Eddie and Arnold and crew from ... Amir and Josh, who runs with us at Run Club, and Javi and Ari. We have a packed house.
This is good.
It's good, right?
It's like a live episode.
It is a live episode. And it's fun, and they all do really, really interesting things. Yeah, and that's what I think is going to make it for a fun episode. So this weekend there was like a huge sneaker show in LA. Oh,
I'm out of the loop.
Yeah, and it's like, how do you explain the sneaker show, Mickey? It's
it's just a convention.
Convention. So
yeah,
what's it
like
called?
Trade show, like buy, sell, trade.
It's called Got Soul.
Got Soul. Shout out to Jonathan.
Is it
and
new?
The boys.
Is it new?
No.
Fairly new. I'd say a couple years old. I mean, they're only a couple years old. So
yeah, these guys. So Mickey and I met him, and he's like, "Yeah, I've been doing this for 10 years," and I was like, "Man, 10 years?
Yeah.
You're 17 years old.
Yeah.
And by the way, he's not far from that.
That's new
but he's been doing
entrepreneurship.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like 6,000 people came to the show.
Yeah.
Where was it at?
LA Convention Center.
And so what is it like? People set up booths and sell shit?
Yeah, so vendors, whether it be brands like Check, the guys are here.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's like your individual buy, sell, trade kid. You know, I saw, pretty sure I got handed a card by like a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
And then...
What's good? Let's build.
Is that still a
Let's
popular
connect.
hustle for young
Yeah,
guys?
I would say so. It's
So
still,
what are they doing? They're buying shoes and
I would
clothes?
say they're mostly setting up to sell. You're allowed, I think, like 5 pairs of shoes to carry around if you're not an actual vendor. And then you're just trying to make a deal. You're either walking out there trying to walk away with some cash, or
Is it active? Like people are buying and like it's like who's the audience of people coming to the show? Like people that just love sneakers?
Yeah, I would say people that love sneakers or they're looking for
Suburban
something
kids.
specific. Yeah, suburban kids.
Basically a bunch of people ripping off suburban white kids?
Yeah,
That's
kind
pretty much.
I mean,
That's the business model, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean that's America.
yeah,
That's entire streetwear.
yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's suburban white kids with rich parents
Yeah, just
trying
be
to look like Travis
Johnny,
Scott.
you have $1,000 budget.
Mom, that won't even get me the Travis Scott.
Yeah.
Yo, there's a lot of that. A lot of that. But I mean, it's honestly like the biggest purpose for that. I mean, I went there networking,
Yeah.
you know, but and show face. But ultimately, I think it's just they have such a great audience, and tapping into them and doing like just connecting with them is really good. I think the consuming part for the first time, and I've gone to a lot of these shows. Like I used to travel around with another convention around the world, and I didn't see a lot of consuming.
So you think that's recession? What is that?
I think it's a bit of that. I mean, we talked about it with the boy, like the fellas, like it's like the pricing just, you could get away with it and justify it before.
The pricing's more efficient now, right?
Yeah.
So there isn't that like delta that used to have where you could get a deal at like a convention and then maybe flip it online and there's some sort of a spread.
Yeah.
Where now everyone knows the price of everything, so it's pretty efficient.
Yeah, there's a market gauge. So like you're going to go off stock X, right? Like
Yeah.
that's going to
I
be
wonder
your
if that's
tempo.
for every industry now. Like there's no more inefficiency.
Got to be a lot more of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any industry that there's like a large web presence, because
Yeah.
why wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So there's no like, you got your plug unless you're a celebrity.
No.
I know
mean-
where to get $100 off.
I mean, everybody was following Blueface around the convention. That was weird, but
Yeah.
you know, I think I had like 5 kids walk up to me like, "Yo, that's my cousin. Do you want to meet him?" I was like, "No."
Blueface. I mean, man, I have a lot of
Everybody's
cousins.
A lot of cousins.
But like, what was like, was there a trend that you guys saw that was like overwhelming? Was there anything that was like, oh, every kid is still wearing this? Is there a brand that everyone saw? That's always interesting to
I
me.
think I saw a lot of, and the guys could correct me here, but I think I saw still a lot of Dunks and a lot of Spider hoodies.
So what's
And it was
interesting? So
Which makes no
when
sense.
I was, I wanted to tell you this when I got back from Paris. I saw more Panda Dunks than I saw fucking cappuccinos.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, if I'm in the sneaker business, I'm shorting Panda Dunks.
Yeah.
Like if I could short Panda Dunks,
Yeah.
it feels like everyone who wants a Panda Dunk,
Yeah.
fucking pandas in China have this goddamn shoe. Like it is over.
Yeah.
It's so oversaturated. So
Yeah.
is that shoe still popular amongst those kids?
I could tell you from like my stores, it's still top
Number 1.
5.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's top 1 anymore. I think Travis Scott olives are like top 1, top 2.
And how much is a Panda Dunk in retail? $80? $85?
110.
Okay, and how much is it in a resale shop?
Depending on the resale shop, 180 to 250,
Huh.
For
So not
that
really
shoe.
expensive.
and it's still selling.
So there's a lot of them.
There's a ton, and they keep restocking them, and they still sell out.
Wow.
Considerably more popular than Air Force Ones now.
Really?
Yeah.
Because white Air Force Ones to me is like, you're a human being.
Yeah.
You think
You've
you're
listened
cool.
to rap at least once.
Yeah, you have a little Uzi Vert song in your mix.
Yeah.
So you gotta have a white Air Force One.
Yeah.
That's right.
So is that like the new staple, the Panda Dunk? Kind
I
of?
would say so. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Just
if you're
not as
just getting
accessible
into
as-
sneakers and you want to look cool, you get Panda Dunks.
That's entry level.
Yeah.
Entry level.
Yeah.
Wow.
But then like a Travis Scott olive, which is like, I would say equally as popular, maybe not quantity, but like revenue, it's much larger.
How much is that shoe?
I would say basis is probably
How much is the retail on that?
Retail is 140, 150. I've never even seen the price tag for that.
Okay.
I don't know
and
what
how
retail
much is
is.
it resale?
Like average is probably like 650 to 700.
Yeah.
Who the fuck can afford that?
Everybody's rich apparently.
Yeah.
The rich stay rich.
They're fake.
Oh, yeah.
How many of the
Or
shoes
that,
are
or
fake?
that.
That's
Yeah.
a question. How many people are wearing fake Panda Dunks?
I'm gonna tap in the
That seems like an
experts
easy
here.
fake.
Oh, wait. Well, funny enough, these guys, Eddie and Arnold, have a business called Check that authenticates sneakers via mobile app.
Like you tell us about it. You take photos of it, obviously, and then
They're big AI guys.
Yeah, so we're a digital sneaker authentication platform. Basically, what we do is the customer downloads the app, and they would submit images of the sneakers. We require 6 images. Afterwards,
do you tell them? Sorry to interrupt. Do you like shoot a photo of it from this angle, shoot a photo of it from this angle?
Yeah,
or,
we provide them a good guideline.
Template, okay.
Yeah, of how to what pictures we need, and then we use AI to pinpoint potential discrepancies. And then every shoe is authenticated by 2 human authenticators.
So what is the number one shoe that's authenticated?
Panda Dunks nowadays.
Really?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
What percentage are real versus fraudulent?
60% are real, 40% are fake.
Damn, that's a lot.
So a lot of people walk around with fake shoes.
Correct.
How much do you think the
Actually
fake
crazy.
ones are?
How much
Fake
can
to
I get
make?
a fake Panda
No,
Dunk
fake
for?
to buy. How much can I get a pair of fake pandas for?
$50, $60.
Oh, that's more in my budget.
Deal.
Yeah, that's worth it.
Cheaper in
Also-
China, obviously. But
I'm actually surprised you're wearing white Air Force Ones. I thought you were a cooler guy.
I didn't know. This was my first pair of Air Force Ones ever, so I decided to pop out the group chat pod
okay,
with
so
it.
it's like
Like
it's
vintage.
sentimental.
Appearance, yeah.
Sentimental. Okay.
Do you-
I used to wear Air Force One before Nelly.
Yeah.
That's how old he is. Nelly's
aged
first
the
song
shit
is
out
when
of
Eddie was
yourself.
born.
you might as well have just said I'm 60. Holy shit.
Well, it's funny because Air Force One, when I was in, call it late teens, early 20s, was literally only like people in like Harlem, like New York. Like it was so New
Like
York.
basketball shoes.
Yeah, it was so
Yeah.
New York that no one ever really wore it.
Which is crazy because they're like bricks.
Yeah, it's a
You know, like,
terrible
playing
shoe.
basketball in those would be miserable.
I am shocked. Like even I just finally watched Air the other day.
Yeah.
Mm.
Great.
No, it was
Great.
stupid.
Great.
Why wasn't Michael Jordan in it? It's so stupid.
That's too expensive.
No, it's just getting an actor.
Yeah, that's
Nope.
fine.
What
But
do
you know, when
live
you
up
think
to?
about
It's a
when
young
you,
Michael.
when you think about these athletes that played in these shoes and like broke records,
Yeah.
in horrendous shoes.
Yeah. Did people didn't play professional basketball in those, did they?
No, I don't think so. I hope not.
I don't think you can.
They did? Oh
sure
wow!
did,
So,
yeah.
Oh my
They're
god.
basketball shoes.
Dude, Chuck Taylor's.
Rasheed Wallace. Wow.
Oh yeah, it's true.
That'd almost be like a challenge. Like, okay, you guys were playing 5-on-5.
Imagine if we gave LeBron Air Force Ones. He's toast.
your
Yeah,
ankle
but-
would be
yeah,
blown
he's
The
out.
Jordan ones, like people were playing basketball in those too. Those
Yeah.
are not.
Those
too
are
far off.
horrendous
Yeah.
shoes.
They're not too far
The
off.
irony of Nike is they don't really make comfortable shoes.
It blew my mind to hear that they didn't make good
Vomero.
running shoes.
What?
The Nike Vomeros.
What's
Those are
that?
super comfy.
Basketball?
No, it's like a running shoe. Are you talking comfort? Kyrie's. The Kyrie. Oh, he's gone. He's toast.
He's a creative director of
But that was
Anta
a- that
Sports,
was
a
a great
Chinese
line.
company now. Yeah.
Yeah. LeBron 20s are really comfortable though. But
You have
those,
to wait 20 LeBrons to get a comfortable shoe. stupid.
2, 3. I'm a connoisseur, LeBron connoisseur, but 2, 3, 8, 7s were good for basketball. Then it took to the 20, but that was because Bronny and Bryce had their input on the 20.
They're like, Dad, these suck. I'm like,
Well,
I don't
no,
get
they're
how
bulky
Nike
and
makes
they're
such terrible,
ugly.
like pro basketball signature shoes.
But here's why, which is shocking to me. Nike is one of the most innovative companies of all time.
Yeah.
The fact that Hoka and On Running has happened tells me that like there's something Nike is not doing right. They're not servicing, like for example, they are
Especially Hoka.
running. They are a running brand from origin. right?
Yep.
Like that is their origin.
They had a huge head start.
And okay, maybe
No
they have
pun
the
intended.
Vaporfly, the one shoe. Yeah, they ran 40 years before everybody else.
Literally.
Yeah.
And then Hoka with like zero marketing.
It's zero marketing. They do nothing. They literally just made this big, chunky, comfortable shoe.
Like On, I understand. At least they went and spent a bunch of money.
Yeah.
They got these big ambassadors. They tried
Nobody. When I was wearing Hoka's, it was literally it was irrelevant brand.
I remember when you first started wearing Hokas at the office, I thought they were like senior citizen shoes. I thought you went to like one of those medical supply stores.
Orthopedic.
Yeah, I did. I was like, damn, what happened? You got knee surgery or something?
I'd argue Kanye made Hoka what it is because
Kanye wore Hoka?
no, he made the dad shoe popularized that
Okay.
style, and
He
so
made being a dad popular.
he
Yeah.
bridged
Him
the
and Nick Cannon.
gap
Or like
of
the
like
Nick Cannon
yeah.
made being a dad popular
yeah
too.
yeah
No, he literally just, yeah.
yeah
I don't think he made it cool, but Kanye did. I think, Kanye made like kind of ugly shoes popular, I feel like.
yeah.
At least that's how I
the
view it.
dad shoe
Yeah.
like when he brought in the Wave Runner, everybody's like, oh, it's a dad shoe, and then it just became this like popular
Well, that's
thing that everybody followed suit.
That's the irony of like streetwear and luxury. The most iconic figures in streetwear and luxury are like 40-something-year-old dads.
Now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's and
Yeah,
the
we
thing-
need some young ambassadors.
We're looking at you, D.
You have Pharrell. Pharrell's running things.
Pharrell, it's Jerry Lorenzo,
Kanye,
it's
true.
Kanye, it's all of what R.I.P. Virgil, he was same. Like it was these people. Basically, you know what's funny? Someone was telling me, I was talking to someone at a popular streetwear retailer, and they're like, yeah, there's just no energy in the business. And then I got off the phone, I was like, I wonder why. I was like, I know exactly why. Kanye's not president anymore. And he basically is the entire industry.
But why is there no new Kanye? Why is there no new like design oriented? I know there's a lot of fashion kids, but why is there not like a new Pharrell, a new Kanye?
Travis Scott.
He's already kind of like
He's from that camp.
he's from that camp. Like I mean,
Kanye
like a
put him
new,
on.
like somebody new in the last like 5 years.
Is
You
there
need Kanye to
anyone
put
that's
you on.
not
Like-
Kanye affiliated that young men are inspired by? The young men. Forget
That's like
women.
doing collabs with people
in,
and like,
in
oh.
women's fashion. There's always new women that like are avant-garde that bring style and like
Yeah.
care. But men, it's just one guy.
Yeah,
Is there
I'm trying
anybody?
to like form a theory there in my head.
Like the Kanye was so good because he took like rap culture and then the streetwear culture and made combination of both.
Yeah, we know why he's good, but why is there
No, but
another one?
I'm saying now it's either that or that for the most part. No one goes and takes that approach where they combine
But
both
how
as
does
much.
someone like usually what happens is somebody kind of breaks the barrier, starts doing something, and then by now there's a new generation that's like maybe infusing rock and roll sensibilities
yeah.
and this and that, and there's none of that.
Kanye's like gonna be 50 soon.
And we're just waiting around for him.
Yeah, we're just gonna be like, what's Kanye? Kanye wears those like rain boots, and everyone's
Yeah,
wearing
everyone's
rain
still
boots.
stuck on boots. Like, hey, what do we do now, dude? It's 90 degrees. We need you to come back.
It's hot as fuck.
Yeah, we still have these
If
boots
Kanye
on.
comes out wearing cargo shorts, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
He's like, Kanye's like, I'm hot. I gotta wear cargo shorts.
yeah, it's literally that. What were you saying?
I was saying, like, I think, because, like, think about it. When Kanye was hot, when Pharrell was hot, like, everyone's watching TV. We're getting everything from one source.
Yeah,
And now there are, like, a million Kanyes. It's like, you know.
There isn't though.
I know
No, they
but-
are. They're just very niche.
But name me one.
Give me
I'm
someone.
not in the world. Like,
There's a million.
Then you gotta ask them.
Yeah.
Who do y'all follow? Like,
Fucking
inspiration.
nobody.
They're
I'm
waiting
telling
on
you, there's
Kanye to come back.
literally
This
zero.
guy has Air Force Ones just waiting on Kanye to
Yeah.
come back.
He's
like,
waiting
I
for
don't
Nelly
know.
to come out of retirement so he can wear these shoes
Like, I
again.
haven't seen Kanye in a few years. I went back to Nelly.
I mean, there's no one like that big anymore, right? Like, celebrities don't get that big anymore.
And by the way,
They
Eddie's
don't.
Jewish.
I am.
Yeah.
He's still waiting.
He's not wearing Yeezys. He's not wearing Yeezys.
I mean, I hang out with a lot of Orthodox Jewish people. They're all wearing Yeezys,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Yeah.
It's wild shit.
Yeah.
He's
My
just
dad loves them. It's the most comfortable shoes I just got in here.
Case in point.
exactly.
Separate
That's the
man from
point.
the
It's
product.
kind of fascinating in women's fashion. There's always these new icons that come,
Yeah.
and then women are inspired by their style. They're like young women.
Yeah.
That become like the style it girl.
Yeah.
In men's, well,
That's a fact.
to be fair, in men's fashion, there hasn't been like, there's like Steve McQueen. There's been like a handful of guys that have been like iconic figures in men's fashion.
Yeah.
And now we're sitting here for the last decade. It's been one guy.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you talking about? More than the last decade. That's 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, ever since I started 5'4", I remember vividly early 5'4", we were at Magic Show in Vegas, Palms Hotel. Kanye did one of his first shows ever. I think it was like a second show he'd ever performed. He was horrendous, but he wore his pink polo, and everyone at Magic was like, "Oh, that's so dope!" Blah blah blah. Think about how many. When you walk around like New York or LA, you just see people. 90% of the fashion that men wear was inspired by something this guy did. Yeah. Which is kind of nuts.
Or Pharrell. I would throw Pharrell in that bucket too, but they're the same.
Yeah, yeah.
Roughly the same.
To me, Pharrell was trucker hats.
Bathing apes.
Skate culture made it mainstream. Yeah, those are the things that like, but like, dude, Kanye's like multi-billion-dollar impact on.
I agree.
Yeah.
But who are kids like dressing like? Like if when you go to sneaker show,
how does everyone
look like a version of?
I think it's like a combination of like
Travis Scott and Kanye.
Also made different edges.
Yeah, it's like Travis. It's a little bit of
Peso
Pluma
like,
sprinkled in now.
This is the that's left us with.
But that's
So
all.
needs to aggregate all of them, like put them underneath one umbrella. That's a big business.
I think there's just nobody taking like real risk. Like Kanye took risks. Like, and I think that's what made him different. And then there's like the other side where it's like it's completely insane and wouldn't be able to like be mass consumed as
like
a style.
dresses and stuff.
Yeah, like just going too crazy off to the right.
Why wasn't anyone at the show this weekend wearing a pink Barbie dress?
Or were they?
No.
Was there a lot of pink?
No, not a lot of pink.
That's crazy because this weekend, just driving around LA, I was at the grocery store and like a guy picking up something for his kids. He clearly was having like a pink. He was picking up pink sparkling water. Yeah. Like they were having a pink party at their house because of Barbie. And it feels like, to be fair, I mean, Kanye, the next iconic thing might be Barbie.
Facts.
Like, I don't think anything is going to have more influence this year than Barbie.
Because if you also think about it, Kanye is kind of responsible for even like the Kardashian style change.
Yeah, where they became more iconic in style.
So not only did he upgrade their style and sort of birth that style, it's his creative director at Skims.
Yeah.
That's all Yeezy influence in Skims. That's the number one most influential sort of in that genre by far of clothing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I would do. If I was a big designer, I would take a young star and I would like make them a style icon with my like Balmain or something. Like I would make them
So I think the uniqueness with Kanye, which I think a lot of new artists in all genres are interested in, he just took it to another level, is that he was actually interested in fashion.
Yeah.
And he showed up everywhere and anywhere. Like, put it like this. If you are anyone in fashion, Kanye has met with you. 100%. Yeah. He met with fucking everybody.
Yeah.
Right? And so like he cared and he wanted to learn it and he wanted to learn the industry and he wanted to learn style. He spent time in Paris and Italy and LA and New York with all the big everyone I meet in fashion, I spent time with Kanye. Like he cared.
Yeah.
I think these other people that come up, they want to be influential in fashion, but they don't want to put the work in.
Yeah. But I would argue Pharrell had also a huge impact, not as big as Kanye's, but I think he impacted Kanye a lot.
Yeah.
And it sounds like, I think I'm probably understating this wildly, but like he was really attached to Nigo.
Yeah.
And I don't know that he like did all the rounds. I think he just attached himself to one guy. And he had a lot of, like, I don't know if you have to do all the work that Kanye did. You have to do some. I think Kanye is just like a different, which is why his impact is like, I don't know if anyone will ever beat that. Like as far as influence on fashion and pop culture.
Yeah.
But you could have, there's nobody.
Yeah. Literally, I
like the V-Lone guys had like a run, but that's not really that relevant anymore, right?
No.
They said Rocky kind of.
Yeah, Rocky, but
I think the next
he's
one's
a
gonna
dad.
be like
he's a dad.
He's a dad with 2 kids.
Yeah.
Give me a 24-year-old kid partying, doing drugs, having a good time. That's who I want to hang out with.
Central C for you, D.
I was early on
Do
Central
you think
C.
kids are dressing like Central C?
I want to dress like
I
him.
think you could pick up a nice
I wouldn't dress like that.
I feel like drama used to dress like
Absolutely.
You guys look like Central C.
Central D.
I was Central P.
Central D. I should be Central D for Halloween.
Yeah, man, that sounds like a porn.
Great.
Did you watch the Drake Central C?
Yeah, I watched Drake's part.
You didn't watch my guy's part? You didn't
I was
understand it?
I was kind of walking while I had TikTok on, and I listened to Drake, and then I kept scrolling.
It was really good.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was really good. I'm trying to think of what Drake content. Oh, did you watch the full Drake, Bobby? And...
No, is it good?
Well, did we get yelled at on TikTok, huh?
Yeah, people just.
What did they mad at us about? I thought we were nice to everyone.
I stopped looking.
Yeah, I didn't look at all.
Yeah,
I just heard they were mad at us.
Yeah. Auden said it. I don't look at our TikTok comments because they're morons.
Yeah.
People who comment on TikTok, so
Yeah.
I'm not responding.
That's
to
gonna
that.
make it on TikTok.
Yeah, maybe just clip that. But don't clip this. I thought it was pretty bad. Like, I think that girl is really, really good for clips. Like, when you get a
Yeah.
clip from her, it's
Yeah.
really funny.
Wait, who
I
is she?
said that.
What's
I
her
literally
background?
said-
Where'd she come from?
Well, this is what we
Who
got in
asked
trouble
for
for,
this?
I think. We don't really know. Bobby Antoff or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
She was I believe, like a mommy TikToker. Kind of started blowing up as that and then started a podcast. And I believe has like 4 episodes, and her 4th episode is Drake.
Yeah.
And she does these really awkward interviews,
Yeah.
and she kind of calls people out, and it's funny on TikTok.
I said that. I said that last episode. I said
You're right.
Her shtick is
it's hard to sit through for a whole podcast.
yeah. Like I need to run like a studio.
Yeah.
I judge talent.
Sure. That's fair.
She's not it. I'm sorry. Not gonna work out.
I think she could look the way people
I'd
love
rather have
her.
Central C host a podcast.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just, I don't know. I think she overplayed the character. It was like she
It's too
said that she didn't know
trying
who
too
Drake
hard.
was, and she couldn't name a song if she tried. And he said, "Oh, so you've never heard like Kiki, Do You Love Me?" And she's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I've heard it, but I don't know who sings it." And it just felt like
I could go to
I
my
get it.
cousins that live in villages in India. They know fucking Drake is.
Yeah.
This chick lives in like North America.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
she was like, "Who's your profile picture? Your dad?" And it's Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Come on, you don't know who Lil Wayne is?" And
Yeah.
she's like, "No."
Yeah.
And it's just like, I get it, but I think she has to like
No, I don't get
polish
it.
the
How
character.
do you not know who Lil Wayne is?
I get that that's your shtick, but I think that it's still really messy. Like there's
Tighten it
more
up.
nuance.
Yeah. She should be like, oh, why do you have Lil Wayne as your pick?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
are you in love with him?
Yeah.
Like, you could be funnier.
Yes, 100%. There's
Yeah.
like another level where you can still
Yeah.
use that dry humor, but it's
I'm
a
telling
tough
you, a year
listen.
from now, no one's talking about her. She's crickets. Crickets.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
probably you know what we should do is we do predictions at the beginning of the year, but we should literally do like a time capsule
Yeah.
where we say like this will
Yeah.
be happening, and then
Yeah.
we open it and read it on the show.
Yeah. A year from now.
Because I would love a year from now to read Bobby Antoff.
And it'd be like, who's that?
Yeah. Or she's,
Hosting the Oscars.
Selena Gomez. Yeah. You
No,
can't tell.
I she'd have to change her stick in order to.
Did anyone read our comments? Why were people mad at us? Because they love her so much? Oh, I don't even know like the angle. What was the angle of the anger?
I didn't.
Yeah. All right, fuck it. News?
Yeah, we got to go into some big Barbenheimer.
Oh, do we want to read Anand? Okay, look, Anand's gone.
Anand prepared a statement.
And, as the wokies do, he panicked and he worried that there was going to be a right-wing takeover of the podcast.
Yeah.
And so he prepared a statement.
In his absence.
In his absence. So I don't know the angle.
The movie is so inclusive. It's pro women's rights, pro inclusion, pro trans rights, all the things D and drama hate. Go Barbie.
To be fair,
So
to be fair, I like to live an exclusive life, so that's right.
what did you say? An exclusive life?
Here's the thing. You know what the funny thing about inclusiveness is? No one wants to go anywhere where everyone's at. They want to go to the place where no one can get into.
Yeah, and they want the thing no one has.
As a black
Exactly.
person in
You
the
want
room,
the
I just want to say I'm all about inclusiveness. Let me in. If you see me, I like to be in places with other people.
Fuck you. You're wearing a Sandro shirt the other day. You're talking about going to Bird Streets. Fuck off.
Yeah. If you go to Bird Street, you have
wanna be
no
inclusive.
problem. So for the record, it was Barbenheimer weekend.
Yeah.
Which, was a huge trend that took over on the internet where people were seeing both movies back to back. Anand didn't see them back to back, but he did see both movies. And so I didn't realize I missed an episode of the pod, and Anand had an argument about how Barbie was, because we were saying it was pretty pretty people.
Yeah.
Even seemed very white.
Yeah.
Anand had an argument that no, it's actually incredibly inclusive.
Yeah.
So that's his statement. He saw the movie. So he keeps texting us and saying, woke wins again.
Yeah.
Go woke, get rich.
What's funny is he said Oppenheimer is the best movie there. It should win Oscars. If he knows anything about wokeness, that white ass movie cannot be even nominated for an Oscar based on the new standards, because you have to have 30% diversity of cast and staff on the movie, which no way they had a bunch of black and Mexican people working on Oppenheimer.
I heard that the whole movie, was there any people of not
Zero
white background?
It's think about the era that this movie was made in.
Imagine if they just had like a scene.
Yeah.
Where there's like
they just shoved like 700 minorities
like,
into a room.
30%?
They just had him in the background for 30 minutes. We won the Oscars.
It was 30%. We hit our quota.
That's what I would do if I was producer.
Oh my God.
Just have them in the background. Let's go. Let's
Run
win
them
this.
through the credits.
So
that movie can't be nominated.
Barbie's not going to get nominated either because of that same reason.
But what's Anand saying about I didn't see it as the problem. To me, all I saw was the marketing materials, which are just...
I'm sure the storyline of the movie of Barbie is...
He said there's multiple Kens.
Yeah, promoting inclusiveness and all that stuff. So good for them. I don't think because the movie's inclusive is why it worked. I think Barbie's literally the most iconic toy ever. And that's why it worked.
They marketed the shit out of that movie.
Yeah, it's an incredible...
You can't walk down the street without seeing some shit about Barbie.
Everywhere is Barbie.
The marketing isn't very inclusive.
No,
I see the same one.
Ryan Reynolds and Margot Robbie. But my point to that is that I don't think the consumer cares if it's inclusive or not. I think what this weekend proved, it was one of the biggest, second biggest domestic box office weekends ever. And it was the first time two movies did over $50 million in a weekend. And I think all that it showed is that consumers want great content. You can't make good content.
I only have one argument.
Okay.
I only have one argument is I don't think it's a race thing. I do think people still really like really attractive people.
Yeah.
I just think that's a thing. Look, it's just pretty Ryan Gosling and pretty Margot Robbie all over the place.
And who's the pretty Oppenheimer guy? That guy looks good looking.
Who's the Oppenheimer lead?
I don't know. He looks
Cillian Murphy.
Is he pretty?
No, it's a guy.
Yeah, Killian Murphy.
How dare you?
He has a girl's name?
How D?
Kellyanne?
Inclusive.
This is honestly screaming
C-I-L-L-I-A-N.
at his iPhone right now. It's not fair. That's my only argument is I don't think it's a race thing, but I do think great content and pretty people is a...
You got to double down on good-looking people.
What do you think the conversations are? Here's a good question. You're a content guy. You want to...
I'm the head of a studio.
Head of a studio. Great.
Yes.
Okay. It's Monday morning.
This weekend just ended.
Yeah. We sit down for our Monday kickoff.
Yeah.
We have our numbers here. 235 million opening weekend.
Yeah.
For both. What's our new marching orders?
I'm like, get on TikTok, give me the 5 best looking people from every race. Let's make it the Olympics. Everyone wins.
But D, we have just starting production, the movie about...
Give me the movie.
It's about a struggling overweight man in Nebraska who never got a fair shake but wants to make the football team.
Great. Make Gerard Butler fat and get his ass out there.
All right. Thank you, D. See you later.
I'm just saying, we're trying to confuse how simple everything is in life. When you think about food, what food works?
Simple.
The most simple food works.
That's my favorite.
What works in content? Like everyone was like, "Oh, football, kneeling, blah blah blah." I have hives from fucking waiting for football. All I want to do is football season to start again.
Yeah. But what was the kneeling issue?
Well, I'm saying like everyone wanted to cancel football because of that, and they figured out that like just end that conversation.
Just no political stuff.
Don't make it political.
Keep it
like
simple.
fix it simple.
Play football, brain trauma.
Yeah, just keep
That's
it
what
simple.
everyone loves. Yeah.
Go smash your head, throw a touchdown,
Love
win.
it. Concussion? I don't think so. Back on the field, buddy.
Yes, exactly. And I think like when it comes to everything in life, think about it from this. We just talked about shoes. The two most popular shoes
I know.
are the most dumbest designs ever.
When you guys were talking about Panda, I actually didn't know what that shoe was. And I was picturing like a crazy...
It's literally a black, white
black
dunk.
and white,
and then the other shoe is a white, all white Air Force One. Even in design, there's like that, I'm sure you guys have seen on social media of like how in the last 5 years, every luxury house has the same font.
Yeah.
Burberry, Saint Laurent, Gucci, everyone has the same font.
Yep.
It's just what works.
Yep.
Black and white, simple stuff just works.
Yep.
In movies, it works. And like, I'm not against inclusiveness or anything like that, but like, these are all for-profit businesses.
Yeah.
So their responsibility is only to their shareholders.
I also think the problem is when you put I think inclusiveness obviously is good, but I think when you put the fact that you're being inclusive above how great the movie, like I think the other thing about Barbie and Oppenheimer is like all you saw in the marketing was like, these are incredible movies.
Yeah.
It wasn't, but look at our other cast. Look, we have 3 Kens and 2 of them are of different ethnicity. Like it was just, this is an incredible movie.
Yeah.
And I think that's also what people just get so sick of. It's like you're marketing more that you're being inclusive rather than just making a great movie and be inclusive after the fact.
Well, there was another meme about I don't know who is actually casted, but there's been we talked about Snow White last weekend, and they said I think the evil queen in Snow White is Gal Gadot, and they said she's jealous of the good looks of Snow White. But Gal Gadot's
that's the storyline. Oh yeah,
but that's Snow White,
and
so it's just like that's not.
But who's
So Snow White's just a cute young woman, and like it's just I think the problem is that like Hollywood's just trying too hard.
Yeah,
and it's actually quite simple. Like when you think about why does In-N-Out work?
Yeah, not a lot of options. Real simple. You got 3 choices. Yeah. Same with like Sugarfish.
Yeah.
Great restaurant. They have the Trust Me.
Yeah.
The Trust Me Light or the fucking I really trust you or whatever. And that's it. And it works.
Yeah. And I think that's basically all businesses should apply that to their like daily philosophy.
Yeah.
That's not that complicated.
Yeah.
Just give people what they want.
Do you think that because look, I think that what happened was businesses like pre this whole social movement era, I think more so that is what they cared about. Obviously, there's good businesses, bad businesses, but for the most part, they were worried about their business. Then this whole thing happened, and everyone felt obligated to now care about that. And now you go as far as the Oscars having all these guidelines and all this stuff. Like, do you think that we're at the beginning of the end where you just go back to caring about the quality of your product, not?
I think we're going to 100% go that way because at the end of the day, if it's not resonating with people, then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And I think if you look at concerts, you look at movies, you look at music that people are listening to, the best is surfacing to the top.
Yeah.
And
then you simultaneously, you have like the Bud Light situation.
Yeah.
Which is like a really big situation that hadn't really happened before.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. I think like they're trying to future proof it, right? They're trying to cater to younger kids, younger generations. Like this might be most businesses. This might be the peak of sales. We have a whole new generation of consumers entering the market, and you know for sure there's going to be like a downhill slope.
But
if you don't cater to like the wokeness, if you don't cater to like inclusivity, like,
no, but that's.
I don't even think young people actually.
No,
it's nice to like tweet about, and to be honest with you, I think that so much of it is like self-serving. Like it feels good to
talk about it.
Yeah, to say like, I support this. It's like, that's a good thing to have on your profile that day. But when it's time to actually go to the movies or put on your favorite song,
or use your iPhone.
I know, but here's
exactly.
my example is always, as an adult, I've got to see like the last kind of 30 years of different groups of people and different instances. And I always have noticed that like inherently, and I actually don't think it's because of racism, but more of being comfortable. Every ethnic group I've ever been around, this is Asian, white, and whatever, you pick the group.
Yeah.
When they get older, they only hang out with that group. Facts. It's wild.
That's interesting.
Craziest. I mean, like, it's an interesting conversation my wife and I have all the time because like we're the only mixed, like in like our school circle of friends, we're the only mixed race couple, and so we have to hang out with the Indian family, we have to hang out with the white family, we have to hang out with the black family. We hang out with everyone, but like everyone else gets to just hang out with their own. And what's funny is that like even, like take my mom for example, extremely liberal person, but like her daily life is only Indian people.
Yeah. And
she listens to podcasts. So I'm sure I'll get a text about this tomorrow. Yeah. But like her life is, and she's more liberal than my fucking brother.
But what's the
point is that like we want inclusiveness in theory, but we don't live it. Yeah. Right? Like we're not saying like me the black family, I'm letting white and Mexican and Koreans in my house. That's not happening. It's
not right now though, but I mean like look at the NBA for example, right?
Sounded so funny.
It used to be like all black.
Yeah.
Now everyone's light skinned. Like mixed interracial kids. Like it's like
you're talking about the most elite people on earth.
It's changing though. I'm just saying but I mean that's like a
microcosm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
don't you think we're all just light skinned in like 100 more years?
There was an article.
What are we even arguing over? I tell you, how much longer until we're all just the same?
There was a very famous Time magazine cover years ago, maybe like 10, 15 years ago. I'm sure you can Google it. They showed this is what everyone will look like 50 years from now. And I was like, it kind of looks like Dominic.
Exactly. You got a head start. Yeah. I have to believe that in like 200 years,
but I know, but like,
just...
I think it's not my point to your point exactly. I think it's naturally happening. We don't need to force it on people.
I agree.
Like we don't need to make it a daily topic. You have to be. I think inherently, I don't think people are as racist as everyone says everyone is. Like I just don't believe it.
I mean,
Maddie, you're black. Tell me, do you feel that way walking around LA?
Walking around LA?
Seriously.
No, but like maybe like Arkansas or some shit. You know what I mean?
I know, but you're not going to Arkansas.
Have you went to a place like Arkansas?
You just think that. Let me tell you something. Like when you go to Ohio, when I go to Ohio, the South, dude, I've never felt more welcome. And I'm being Indian, I'm more of an outsider, right? Like you just.
I don't know, D. There's like 2 billion of y'all.
I know, but like, would you say if you saw an Indian person versus a black or a Mexican person, an Indian person will stick out?
In Ohio?
Yes.
Yeah. And
when I go to those places, they're so fucking kind and nice.
Yeah. Like come to my house, come have dinner with me.
Straight up.
Man, I gotta go to
Ohio. I mean, I was just in Utah last week. The guy picked me up from the airport, dropped me off at the airport, took me to lunch. He doesn't know me from shit.
Yeah. No race in LA is doing that.
Yeah, no. When he picked me up from the airport, I'm like, bro, I don't know if I picked my wife up from the airport.
Yeah, they're not even doing that to their own race. You know what I mean? No one in LA is even doing that. I'm not doing that.
You're not doing that to the love of your life.
Yeah. LAX, come on. But no,
But I think we're forcing the inclusiveness when I think it's going to happen.
This is what I think. I think that it actually, the same way we talk about like news is supposed to report the news, and they're actually doing a really damaging thing by their actual incentive is clicks.
Yeah.
And so that forces them to sensationalize, and that forces blah, 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 fake news, and everything looks like the world's falling apart every single day. I think that a lot of the like demand for inclusivity and stuff like that is what I said. I think it looks good on your own page. I think it's a virtue signal that you look good to your friends.
Yeah.
It's not that you actually change your behavior or go out to do something different or make a change.
It
just
good.
looks good.
Yeah,
and it makes you feel
like,
good.
Yeah, but you're not actually living that lifestyle.
Yeah, and it puts you in that bucket. I'm one of them. Like, it's sort of like a sports team. Like,
But do you feel that? Are you go out of the way to be inclusive?
Nah, I mean, you should go out the way to be inclusive to me. You should go out the way to be inclusive to me. I feel like, we are making a lot of Republicans, like, every day. Like, we're just turning a lot of people into Republicans slowly.
Yeah, because you're scaring. You're just you're making people feel bad for very dumb reasons.
100%.
Because I actually don't inherently believe that everyone that's conservative is a racist.
Absolutely not.
I do not feel that at all.
No.
And I think that's what if I'm strategically the head of the Democratic Party, I'm telling everyone, yo, we need to boycott Barbie. We need to go the other way and be like, this is like, we have to bring people back to our side.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just curious because at the end of the day, we know how all businesses run, but especially the entertainment business, like, numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
And these numbers are huge.
Yeah.
And I think these movies focused on making great movies and marketing how great their movies were.
Yeah.
And I think that was their priority. And here's what happened.
Yeah, the numbers are bonkers.
And then when you have things like Bud Light happening, or, look, a lot of business people, I'm sure, think that whatever, we've had this debate, but like, they think that Disney is suffering some consequence of being too woke. And I think at the end of the day, the numbers are what influences the behavior more than the online momentum or the trending hashtags or the whatever. And I just feel like it's interesting to see these big changes kind of happen.
Yeah, I think it's the problem is like it's even difficult for us to talk about it and give our own opinion.
Yeah.
Like we can't even give our own opinion here because we're afraid that like we'll get canceled.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
I think that's coming to an end.
I do think cancel culture is coming to an end.
I think it's almost to an end. I'm just still, I'm probably, like, I'm still a little, I'm still on the edge. Like, I don't want to be the guy who jumped out too soon.
The problem is like, for you, it's like another year because you're white, but like,
But
I'm
isn't
good.
it over
I'm
for
good.
you?
I'm cruising right now.
I feel like you can say, I feel like you're pretty much,
I'm there. Yeah.
D's back.
I'm going to chill for a while. I'm not going to take any risks.
Retro D's back.
Yeah, I won't be taking any risks for a while.
You're like, next spring, you're back.
You think?
Yeah. You're free flowing next
Even
spring.
when you say like, I think racism is like not really that big. I can't comment on that. I feel like.
Yeah, we don't want a loan drama.
and by the way, like I'm
I don't know. No opinion.
I'm only giving it through the lens.
But you can say it because you deal with it.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I've dealt with it my whole life, and I don't feel like it's worse now. I actually do not think it's worse now at all.
No.
I can't be like, when I'm walking around, I see it a lot less.
I mean, like,
I don't feel it like
That's hilarious.
So I'll just let you take that.
Yeah, and I never, like, I do not feel uncomfortable anywhere. And I'm literally in the middle of the country all the time now.
You live in like LA, like you're.
I know, but I'm saying like when I go to
He's
the
been
middle
spending
of
a
the
lot of time
country,
in the middle of nowhere.
yeah,
though.
I'm in Minneapolis and Columbus and Salt Lake and all these places and like
You don't feel-
New
yeah.
Jersey. Like I drove by last time I was in New York, New Jersey with Trump flags and at the diner. I never felt anything. Like
I think,
they
like-
were so nice to me.
Yeah.
Whatever. I never felt like. I go to like fucking Toroni at Beverly Boulevard. I feel like more like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And they're just fucking rude.
Yeah.
I go to like South Beverly Grill.
Oh yeah, you'll feel like shit.
I feel there's more race, and that's in LA.
Go to a
There's
country
more
club.
racist in
Go
LA.
to an
Like,
LA country
it's two
club and
different
you'll
points.
feel like real shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's two different points. It's like racism, and you have like the inclusive stuff is like, which is like being more diverse, equity, and like, you know, trying to tell different types of stories, which is not
But
necessarily.
South Beverly Grill ain't doing any of that
It's
shit.
not
They're
really-
just
it's
telling
two
me to take
different
my
things,
hat
right?
off,
It's not the
and they're
same.
fucking assholes.
It's
So
like, all right, people were racist. Now people have to like be more inclusive and include other people that weren't benefiting from the times that racism was happening. And I think it's like.
I also
it's
think like we
yeah.
should tell more types of stories, but the lesson to studios needs to be if the story isn't told well,
Yeah.
Quality of product has to be
then
number one.
you can't do it. Like
Yeah.
you can't just like market. Yeah, but 40% of our staff
Well-
was so go see it this weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think people need to be like held accountable.
Yeah.
To like, yes, we should absolutely tell more stories. We should have more different types of people as leads, all that stuff. But if the content isn't good and you try to market it based on look at how inclusive we are, it's not going to
Y'all
work.
telling me that y'all never seen like a movie with like a mixed cast that was good?
Of course I have.
You're like one of our TikTok comments.
I love crazy rich Asians.
Only movie all white people are good. Is that, hey, hold on. I'm just messing with you.
That's what our TikTok comments are going to say.
No, I think it's more of like, it's not what we like. It's the numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, and Barbie just had a blockbuster opening. Oppenheimer had a blockbuster opening. Fucking Top Gun last year had record.
But we're not gonna act like they didn't spend like $1 trillion to make sure that those movies popped off.
Of course, I agree
But
with
I would
that.
rather them do that. They've always done that, as opposed to trying to lean on. Like Anand said, I just haven't seen it, so
I'll probably
taking
never see
Anand's
Barbie,
word.
just to be honest.
You'll see it on an airplane one day.
No,
I don't think you're
if I
dumb.
saw Barbie and I saw like, Kevin Hart, fucking Rock, Central Intelligence 2, I'm watching that.
True. But here's my point: is
That's a
Anand
terrible
said
movie.
that Anand said Barbie is actually really inclusive. I believe him, obviously. So my point is,
But that's not a selling point to me.
Yeah,
that's
he's like,
exactly
oh,
that's
why?
my
Because,
point.
by the way, like-
that's my point.
Like,
Yeah,
like exactly,
yeah.
like for example, the show that I'm watching right now that I'm obsessed with is Swagger on Apple TV.
I knew
Terrible show.
I love it because
he loves the worst shit. But I'm gonna
but,
try.
but I like it because it's like I'm curious to see like high school sports how it is right now.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Is that racially inclusive? There's only one race.
Nah, that's But there's only one race in basketball too.
Yeah,
for the most
but I'm
part,
saying
but-
there was a coach, an agent, they're all black. But I'm saying is like, that is
good.
can that be considered, inclusive? No, I don't think that's considered inclusive.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it, and I think it's my favorite show right now. And like, but I think it's incredible content. So as long as it's incredible, I think people resonate with it. That's my point.
I agree too. No, I can't.
The thing is, the inclusiveness is not organic, right? So like it feels force fed.
Yeah.
And so if it's not natural, then the only way to really, because you're not going to please everybody. There's always going to be somebody bitching about one side or the other.
Yeah.
The only way you can win is like you guys are saying, it's the numbers.
Just
that
make
wins.
the best.
You make
shit
the
work.
most fucking money. You make the best product.
Yeah, make the best
Then you win,
product.
because no matter what, there's still going to be somebody who says, "Oh yeah, you included people," but then they're going to be like, "Well, it feels forced."
Yeah.
I just hate the thing that I'm gonna like really stand on is I hate marketing your product about how inclusive it is. It almost feels manipulative.
Yeah.
I'll say this.
Like it feels like, hey, yeah, like imagine if someone's like, hey, buy this car.
There's
It
like
might break down.
17 races
It
built
might
this
blow up,
car.
but
There was an
17
Indian, a
races built
Mexican,
this.
a black guy, a Chinese guy, a Korean
yeah.
guy. They all built this
Yeah,
car.
and then you buy it
I'm
'cause you
fuck
feel-
that. I'm not buying that car.
Yeah.
Those are people don't even get along in real life. You think I'm gonna get along on the planet?
No, I'll say this. It's like I'm a black founder. I founded a business as a black person. I hate to lead with that point
Yeah.
because I feel like that degrades what I'm building.
I
my
agree.
product and everything. It's
Yeah.
like you put that at the forefront. I hate when people put
But don't you
that
feel
on the
a-
forefront. Like support me because of this. No, support me because I made something that adds value to your life that you're able to you want to pay
Exactly.
me for. Yeah.
Do you feel like a pressure to say that though? Like meaning to say black owned business, black founded.
I mean, yeah, from like a positioning standpoint, like if you're doing like PR and stuff like that, that's like always what they want to lead with. Like
Yeah.
oh, you raise venture money, you're like blah blah blah. It's like
They literally
Which I
lead
think,
articles with like, this black founder raised $30 million. Like, why do you have to lead with that?
Yeah.
Just say
It feels
Joe raised $30 million. Like, why do you gotta
Yeah.
say it like that?
It also just feels to me like kind of condescending or like
I do.
Oh, this black
Yeah.
guy
Yeah.
raised $30 million. Like what? It's
Yeah.
a founder of a business.
Yeah.
If race doesn't matter, then why are we leading with that?
Yeah, I agree. I
just
think
feels-
to his point, I think it like devalues what people are doing when you include race.
in that like
Even like they do it to women all the way. This woman
Women-
founder
yeah,
did
yeah,
this, and I was
yeah.
like, why are you leading with that? That's
Yeah.
not fucking helping her cause.
Yeah.
You're making her feel like because she's a woman, she got this done.
Yeah, I think it was something that started with good intentions and just got.
it's one of those things. You know why to do it, but at the same time, it's like nah, like it's kind of
Yeah.
What's interesting, I saw an article in the Wall Street Journal today that said basically the chief diversity officer in all of these companies that happened in the last couple of years because of budget cuts and whatever is getting like removed.
Yeah.
And the reality is that as a business, you're not supposed to hire for diversity. You're supposed to hire for excellence.
Yeah.
And I do believe that if you widen where you look, you'll naturally have a diverse pool of people. But the problem is that to me, if I was going to shift how you actually have a more diverse workforce, is actually widen where you look. So if you're an investment bank and you only looked at Harvard, of course, you're not going to have diversity. Yeah. But are there smart finance people in 50 colleges? 100%.
Yeah.
So just look in a broader space than saying...
Well, I feel like those people are very lazy. Like, like corporate recruitment, very lazy. Like, they want to tick off the box, hire the most capable, safe candidate, and then on to the next role they need to fill.
Yeah, but I think they are now forced onto the diversity train, and they end up hiring...
Which I think is good.
Which is good, but like they can hire in a broader pool of people.
Yeah.
They'll actually get you the person you want. That's my point, is that like you can go get diverse candidates if you look elsewhere. You're just looking at the diverse candidate at Harvard.
Yeah.
That's not the right pool of people.
Yeah.
There's other schools, there's other countries, there's other places that get you that diversity.
100%.
That's
I
the
also
problem.
think like in a lot of cases, the lens has to be like a little wider. Like the same way you said about the TV show being an all black cast. It's like, okay, that's fine. It's like, what's the wider lens as opposed to looking at every individual show or business, or is it 30% here? Is it 40% there? Like
industry wide.
Yeah. Like there's like an industry wide conversation or like,
No,
I get it. But anyway, look, I think that in my opinion, the lesson we learned this weekend with a $235 million box office is great product wins.
Yep.
And yes, the goal needs to be more diverse and to offer more opportunities and show more different faces and those things. But great product is
just
what's going to
be
win.
good. You'll win.
Yeah. China. Okay, let's talk
about inclusiveness.
I feel like China's really. I feel like China, your motherland, D, is really copying our style over here.
Can I tell you? So everyone I talk to who does business in China says it's dead, business is soft, a recession, there's like record youth unemployment, there's no opportunities there.
Yeah.
There's a famous saying, when everyone is fearful, be greedy.
Yeah.
China, to me, is a gold mine right now. They're about to cut interest rates, continue to cut interest rates, and they're going to give stimulus. And they're helping on mortgage payments. Why do they want to do that? They want to do exactly what happened in America.
Yeah.
They want the party to start. The party hasn't started in China yet. They haven't given the level of stimulus that we've given.
Yeah, how do you take advantage of that? Because we saw what happened here during stimulus.
You should start selling shit to everybody in China starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
I literally think it's going to explode. I think it's going to be one of those situations where right now, it's so obvious. Like the last 6 months, would you have thought that the stock market should go up? No. Everyone thought the stock market should not go up.
Yep.
What happened? It went up.
Yep.
Like insane amount it went up. So every time you think you know what's going on, if you do the opposite, and everyone is so down on China. China's finished, their population decline, they have youth unemployment, their economy's in shambles, the real estate's bullshit. I think China's going to boom.
100%.
I mean, we saw what happened here. It's funny how like, I don't know, it's just funny when something like COVID, where you rarely get that type of opportunity to see how a country responds.
Yeah.
Seeing how they chose to respond versus how we did. A lot of people complain about our lockdowns and stuff like that. They went 10 times as hard.
Yeah.
Tried the COVID zero policy. That didn't work.
No.
Then you saw the backlash of that with all their citizens. Then you saw them open up. You saw everyone get COVID. Now you see these issues. Like, it's just really interesting to see how the different storylines play out. But the way that played out here, you would have to believe there's just going to be a crazy boom.
Yeah, I think like I've spoken to people that either live or work with mainland China. They have a different view. They just feel like the government doesn't care if the people are happy, blah, blah, blah. I think they do. And I think everyone's just pessimistic and negative and they just are just down. If I'm Chinese government, a little interest rates, a little stimmy, shit's popping. America was hot for 2 years.
I mean, they saw it here.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just recreate it?
Yeah, you can do it. You just give a little stimmy, a little interest rate cuts.
Yeah.
They're giving like, I think they want to give like, they want to stimulate mortgage lending. Okay, let everyone buy a house, get everyone fat and happy and give them what they want. Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
As long as you give people money, they're happy. It's not that hard. It's a really easy fix to make your citizens happy.
But then how do you avoid doing the same thing that we
Currently going through.
So yeah, we're gonna have. So they're gonna have hyperinflation, and unfortunately, because it's China, the world is gonna have hyperinflation.
Yeah.
And yeah, whatever.
No
we're all
more
fucked in
Shein,
like 6
no more
months, but like,
Temu.
there's a little bit of money to make between now and then.
Or just, cut your rates a little quicker. You could be a little more disciplined about it.
Yeah.
We made it worse than it had to be.
Yeah. Look, you got to cut rates and then you got to raise them a little. That's all you got to do.
That's all you gotta
There's
do.
a little math.
President D.
Little man.
Yeah. DD Ping.
DD
So now you run a studio and you're
DD Ping is crazy.
Central D is my rap name. DD Ping is my prime minister name.
That's good. That's really interesting.
Bar
man.
D is my acting name.
That's your new film.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. But it's interesting to see. Like I said, I mean, when else have you been able to see two huge economies take different approaches at the same issue?
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
I think China's going to rip.
Okay.
I can't imagine every other country's ripped except them.
No, they're gonna rip. I mean, I don't know how far along. I mean, also it's like what, 1.5 billion people. So I don't know how they're gonna be able to fund all of that, but they'll figure it out.
You just cut. I don't know how the math works, but you just keep giving people money.
I think that's the proper terminology.
We're like, yo,
I don't know how the math works here. We just hand out money.
Yeah.
Yo, you need stimmy, you need
world's
money.
best mathematician is like from China or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about it. So,
Yeah.
They'll figure it out.
Put that on TikTok. Big on China. Big,
Yeah,
big China.
Put that on TikTok. Okay, how about this? The top 8 S&P 500 companies in 2003. I love these type of things, and I haven't seen this. So in 2003, you take the top 8 companies on
Okay,
the
so let me
S&P.
give you the top 8 companies first.
Okay, perfect.
General Electric, Microsoft, Pfizer, ExxonMobil, Walmart, Citigroup, Intel, IBM. Those are the top 8 companies in 2003.
2003. Okay. So here's the thing. If you invested $10,000 into each of them 20 years ago, in 2003, here's what it would be worth.
So if you invested $10,000 in General Electric 20 years ago, you would have $11,240. If you account for inflation, you lost money.
For some reason I thought it'd be worse.
Microsoft, if you invested $10,000, you'd have
$5 million.
$205,000. $205,000. Microsoft. This is Bill Gates.
$10,000. Damn, that's wild. Okay, keep going.
Pfizer, if you invested $10,000, you would have $25,000. ExxonMobil, $10,000 would be $55,000. Like that to me is the most rational of the investments at that time. Oil, we drive cars, like
exactly, 100%.
It's like not brain surgery, like whatever.
Yeah.
Walmart, $10,000 would have been $41,000.
Okay.
Citigroup, if you had invested $10,000, guess how much you would have today? Citigroup. Give me the number.
I mean, Citigroup's the one I know the least about.
$1,600. Go to Vegas.
Banks are terrible.
It would have been more fun.
Okay.
Intel, you'd have $23,000.
Okay.
IBM, $23,000. If you just invested in the S&P, you'd have $66,000. So the moral of the story is do not try to pick stocks.
No, just invest in the index. It's so crazy.
Keep in mind, because
Which one
like
are you guys most
if you
surprised
think
about?
about the next 20 years, do we believe Microsoft's gonna be worth 20 trillion, or do we believe something we have no idea is gonna?
All day.
Yeah, but you're not gonna bet. You shouldn't bet your wealth
On just one thing.
Yeah, one company. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
yeah. That's the problem. Is that like if I was investing for my retirement, I don't want to pick stocks.
No.
When you could pick an index.
Yeah, always pick an index. You know what I would love to see is $10,000 in like the top 10 actively managed funds in 2003.
Yeah, they'd be a joke. I think the most performing stock is like Monster and fucking Domino's.
Yeah.
It's sugar and pizza.
Monster stock is nuts.
Yeah. It's pretty simple.
But
That's
man,
why, like,
Microsoft.
I have a weird bet, what I think the biggest stock returning company will be in the next 20 years. You'll never guess what I think it is.
Is it like a major?
No.
Is it obscure? Is it relatively obscure or pretty?
I think in the next 20 years, the best stock to buy will be Dutch Bros Coffee.
Yeah, that's obscure as shit. Why? Why that?
I think I finally got to go to one.
Are they public now?
They're public now.
It's a brick and
It's
mortar.
a very richly valued publicly traded company, but I can see that being.
Does it come like Starbucks?
Yeah, I think it could be Starbucks, but I think in like it's not global. Like I just think it can be like a Monster where it's just like an incredible business. It's going to be something weird like that. If you look at
but why? Like what's because you went to one and it's just so well done.
If you look at the last 20 years, it was Monster. It was like one of the best performing stocks of the last decade. Or Domino's Pizza. These are I don't think it's that complicated. Like I think whatever AI bullshit company is going to get fucking mopped.
Sure, yeah.
Like I think it's getting mopped by some startup.
I feel like it's going to just add to Microsoft's market cap.
Exactly. And so Microsoft goes from 2 trillion to 10 trillion.
Yeah.
That's 5x.
But what the fuck happened to you at a Dutch Bros? Did you go in and you're like, this place is the future?
Yeah. The line was so ridiculous.
Okay.
And I was like, there's that much demand in fucking San Bernardino for this goddamn coffee.
Yeah.
What does
that
it
makes
cost?
sense. That makes sense.
So did you buy
Is it like a value play? How much does it cost? Like
No, it's not cheap at all.
So did you buy some?
Of course, I sat in the line and
you stood in line? Wait, you stood in line to
stock.
get the coffee?
No, I didn't sit in line. I sat in my car.
I'm saying, did you buy the stock?
The stock? No, I don't buy stock.
You just give out advice.
I don't buy stuff.
I give no advice.
You wanna put a
I just give
disclaimer right
advice.
there.
I don't buy anything.
Yeah. I still wish I would have bought Meadow when Anand was ranting.
Yeah, I bought it.
Did you? Like around that time when it was down? When it was way down?
Yeah.
God damn it. Okay, well that is the lesson because that's a very clear big lesson is buy the index. This is not advice.
Yeah.
Whatever we have to say that, but don't try to be a stock picker.
Yeah, I think that example of like General Electric, I remember 20 years ago, Jack Welch was considered the greatest manager ever. We had to read books in business school, like undergrad, all this shit.
Yeah.
Clown. It's a clown.
What? Because I don't know this.
No, because of fuck General Electric.
Because I don't know this full
what
story.
is General Electric? What do they even do?
Did Jack Welch like obviously he took it over and turned it around, but then then he drove it back into the ground?
Dude, don't be General.
Just do electric.
Just do electric.
Yeah, got it.
I mean, that's the most clown business of all time. They had every advantage, and I'm sure in technology and patents and everything.
But did he run it into the ground?
What the fuck is IBM doing?
I mean,
what are those clowns doing over
my
there?
biggest surprise there is Walmart.
You just
I
call
think
it.
Walmart should have been way bigger. Like, if you look at that, like,
No, Walmart is as big as at least. They're living up to the hype.
Amazon, like, that's like.
I'm surprised Pfizer's not bigger.
Walmart
I mean,
still
they just
does
had, like,
more business than
It does.
Amazon.
Of course it does.
How
but
did
it's not,
Pfizer not?
Yeah.
You would think when I read that, I was like, oh, Pfizer's going to be worth like 4,000x. It doesn't get bigger than the last
Maybe during the peak.
3 years they just had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they were sleeping.
Well, maybe they've reached a
They
maximum
were jabbing
customers.
everyone. When else are you going to get a moment like that?
I have an insane. We're talking about jabbing, so I want to talk about this. But it just happened recently. But They just separated. But do you know who RFK's wife was till literally last month?
No.
You're going to die.
Who?
Cheryl Hines from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Larry's wife.
Till last month?
Last month they just separated.
I mean, that's pretty cool. Right? I mean, what's my take? My take is like, cool.
I mean,
Do you have
it
a take?
kind of made me like RFK more. If Cheryl
Yeah.
Hines is...
Yeah. Especially you.
Yeah.
You're a diehard.
I mean, my whole life is based on Seinfeld and Larry David. So, like, I kind of have to vote for RFK now.
Yeah, you have no choice. Did you see the All In guys had Vivek on?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
I was kind of in and out. I think he did. It seems like he did pretty good. But I don't know. I'm not really. I don't follow him very much. Like Anand was on him kind of early, but then
I was
said
on
that
him early. He's a bit of a clown.
he said some crazy shit though,
Yeah.
right?
He's just like trying to be all right, just to be all right.
See, that's what's
like,
crazy. Like he didn't come off alt-righty on there. So I don't know whether he's maybe trying to adjust.
Maybe I could be wrong. I could be reading him wrong, but I didn't. I liked what he said in the beginning, but it felt like he's gone off the plot.
I feel like
Conspiracy
too,
theories, man.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
My guy RFK though.
I'll tell you what though.
Did you listen to Mark Andreessen and Joe Rogan?
I was just gonna go there.
Okay, so I just downloaded it. I'm listening to it tomorrow on my run. Give me the hype. I want to know everything.
Okay. So the hype, I mean, look. Well, this is what I was gonna say, because we just said the word conspiracy. He briefly mentioned a book about the Laurel Canyon music scene, which spawned like
I know the book.
the
yeah.
Eagles
Yeah.
and the it is.
It's a crazy
I
documentary.
bought
about
it. I'm almost finished with it. It is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Essentially, it alludes to like the entire music scene of the late 60s, early 70s was like most likely a CIA operation.
What?
Yes. And
All right, y'all.
bro,
That part I didn't know.
Wait. And then how about this?
And it's the best music, in my opinion. It's the best music ever.
Yes, and all of their dads were like in the CIA.
Like who?
Like Jim Morrison's dad was in charge of the naval fleet that notoriously like was involved in the Gulf of Tonkin incident that started the Vietnam War.
So they just wanted good music to vibe to the CIA. What's
So
going on?
I don't know. I don't know exactly
Like
the
a
angle.
brainwash type of thing.
I think that it's like if we control pop culture. Here's the other thing. The most famous, so everyone looks at that era. I could go really deep. Okay, everyone looks at that era as like it was against the Vietnam War. But there wasn't really that much that was actually anti-Vietnam War. The biggest song was Buffalo Springfield, For What It's Worth.
Yeah.
And that was actually about the riots that happened on Sunset Boulevard that were like because they were closing a nightclub or whatever. And if you notice in the lyrics, he actually says, how can we be right if everybody's wrong? Like
Yeah.
he's not really saying who's wrong.
Yeah.
So the theory is that they could control pop culture and youth minds with all of these bands, and they were in control of it. And that they could sort of make the hippie movement associated with LSD and losing your
Craziness,
mind and all this stuff. And so it would sort of, it almost like killed the anti-war movement from the inside. Because after the Manson murders, being a hippie was weird and dark, right? It only lasted very briefly.
right.
But here's the wild, okay, so I'm not saying I believe any of this. I'm just saying it's a wild book and whatever. But here's the craziest part. Is at the top of Laurel Canyon. And on the way home the other day, I fucking drove by it.
Well, Laurel and what?
Like, it's like you go up, so you're Laurel and then you go up Lookout Mountain.
Okay.
You know, there's that
Wonderland,
school,
yeah.
Wonderland, there's the school on your
Laurel
left.
Pass.
Yes. So you keep going up, like, let's say Wonderland or whatever road that
Well,
is.
Wonderland is left, Laurel Pass is right.
Okay, so here you go. So you're
Because
driving.
I literally do that every day. Because kids' school, like I am.
Okay, so I'm going up, is that Lookout Mountain that leads you
Yes.
to the school?
Yes.
Okay, so you go to the right of the school. You keep going up.
That's Laurel Pass. Yeah.
Okay, so then all the way kind of where that,
Go to Mulholland.
no, you stay left.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you go left up into the hill.
Yeah.
And you would probably come down, I don't know, like over by the Chateau Marmont or something.
Yeah.
There's a military base
What?
tucked in the hill that is the place where they filmed like all of the like military.
The moon landing.
Well, that's what Andreessen says.
I knew it. The moon landing is bullshit.
Andreessen says if the moon landing is fake, which it may be, they filmed it there.
Yeah.
And it is tucked away inside of
Still?
Laurel Canyon. It's still there. Jared Leto owns it now and lives there.
It
But
would be
it's
Jared
still
Leto.
there. And when you drive by it says like nuclear fallout shelter. It's still from World War II era, like Cold War era. Sorry. Stuff. There's photos of it. It's massive. There's sound stages. There's all this stuff. And it's tucked away in the hill up there.
Fuck.
And so the theory is, why, when there was no music scene in LA, did all of these legendary artists come to LA, come specifically to Laurel Canyon? A lot of their dads were in the military or in intelligence, and it just so happens that at the top of that hill sits a weird, obscure military base that used to be the thing of like conspiracies. Like, oh, did you hear that the army secretly has a movie studio where they pop out all these propaganda videos? And it exists, and it's there.
So
Anyway, that's what I took from
as a former Laurel Canyon resident and big fan of that music, I don't like that theory.
Yeah. Well, listen.
I actually think like if you lived in that neighborhood as well.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the theory, but living it, I think it's because more of the Sunset music scene. It was
That came after.
there was no Sunset music scene then?
No. The Troubadour, all that popped up after. And his case is like, isn't it also weird that
The music
essentially
scene
they manufactured all of these artists. They all signed
Simon
deals
Cowell.
and stuff. Yes. Except for Simon Cowell was the CIA director. And they...
Have you seen Josie and the Pussycats?
No.
The movie?
No.
It's literally this. It's like this manufactured pop band
Yeah.
that brainwashes the youth.
Yep. That's what happened. So they all got deals. They all got whatever. They all got developed. And then all of a sudden, the perfect venues for them to perform at spawned, and they blew up.
So like Roxy and the Whiskey didn't exist.
The main ones were Whiskey and Troubadour. Didn't exist. And were opened by very shady characters. Anyway, look, I don't believe any of it or not believe any of it. I just love a good conspiracy theory. I'm also really big on like
that's good.
everything's fake and whatever. And so it's just really entertaining.
I'm usually into the conspiracy. I'm kind of sad if this is real because I love that music. Like
Yeah,
that is
like-
all I listen to all day. Is that era of Laurel Canyon is the music I listen to.
Such a valley boy.
Yeah, well, little do you know,
Yeah,
you're being mind controlled.
I've been controlled.
Yeah, no, things aren't what they seem. So the interview, I think the interview was just good. I think
Not great.
No. I think it was great. I just think it wasn't like, I want to be honest with my hype. I think it was a very good interview. I think essentially, I think the main reason Andreessen went on there was to tell Joe and the world why you shouldn't be scared of AI. Why it's not going to...
No one cares about AI anymore. It's stupid.
Yeah, but why it's not going to control our lives and, control the human species. And
then he's on there talking about
For
how
sure
Laurel
will.
Canyon controlled America.
Sounds like he's trying
Because
to
it's
suck up his
literally
book.
like,
Yeah.
if you're listening to this podcast and you're into music at all,
Yeah.
Laurel Canyon in the 60s and 70s basically created most of Americans.
Had you known that the whole time? Did
Yeah.
you know that all those people lived in the hill right
Yes.
there?
Like,
But they were also like really closely, like a lot more than anyone talks about, intertwined with Charles
Fleetwood
Manson.
Mac. Everyone fucking lived
Yeah.
in Laurel Canyon.
But Charles
Eagles.
Manson was much more intertwined too
Yeah.
than anyone talks about.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's fascinating, but he only talked about it briefly. What they more talked about was that,
Have you seen that show, Daisy Jones and the Six?
no, I started it, but I didn't
Yeah,
keep going.
Okay.
Is it like about that era?
Yeah. Laurel Canyon in that era.
Is it?
Yeah. But no CIAs and
I mean, I was mind boggled that
well, if like the Eagles were like fucking CIA the whole time.
when you read about it, I mean, I don't know. And the book seems a little like just
What's the name of the book?
weird scenes in the canyon, I think is what it's called.
Wow.
Or crazy scenes in the canyon. It seems a little like poorly written. Like he also, you know, he doesn't interview anyone from that era. It's just all his own.
Wait, hold on. What are you reading, man?
Bro,
no
I'm just telling you.
That sounds like that's how my book would be.
Okay?
Hey, no, I don't know. This guy didn't talk to anybody. He didn't know whatever he felt.
Well,
Like.
look,
He was just drunk at night.
His case was like, I know everyone's gonna deny it and like block me out. So these are all publicly available facts that I have from the book.
That I made up.
He said you can check them all.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Look, who knew? D lived there. I lived there. D lived there way longer. You didn't know there was a fucking secret military base in the top of the hill just sitting there?
I mean, literally today to our kids' play date, we drove up Laurel Lookout, Laurel Pass to go to the house, and I did not know.
It's just because it's a little further up the hill than you would ever go unless you lived up there or you were going over to wherever that spits you out.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, look it up. But then the other, so
I like it. I'm sold.
A big part too, not the moon landing. So Mark Andreessen only said like, yeah, I guess the moon landing could be fake. But like, apparently the big conspiracy is that all of the videos that we put out showing our nuclear bombs were before we actually had them, and they were to scare the USSR, and they were fake, and they were made in that building.
Wow.
And he shows like, oh, look at how the trees move, or like, how did the camera survive the nuclear blast, or a car pops up out of nowhere. Like, he's like, a lot of people think that those were all propaganda videos, and essentially that studio was like a propaganda studio.
It was in Hollywood.
I believe that.
Okay. Now I'm starting to get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd just be sad if like all my favorite bands from the 70s are CIA agents.
Like to say, don't meet your heroes, you know?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a positive spin. I guess you'd have to be more a fan of the CIA then, because they pump out good music.
Good music, because that's like my favorite era of music.
Yeah.
Why do you think they stopped? Did they do that? Like, what do you think? Like, they were like packed up shop and like let media and content and just.
Who do you know? Maybe
entertainment run
Dr.
crazy?
Dre CIA.
Oh, I'm
NWA,
sure that
Dr. Dre,
Fuck the
NWA,
police.
fuck the police, CIA.
Yeah, I'm sure they're like they got to be involved in like shit. They must be involved
Soulja
in shit
Boy,
today.
I don't know, I mean CIA. He's like he slipped through the cracks.
Yeah, maybe like the D'Amelios or CIA or something.
D'Amelios could easily be CIA.
Yeah,
All these streamers. And
Yeah.
just,
I think
Maybe
anyone
Addison
on
Rae.
TikTok could be.
Addison Rae could be CIA.
Yeah.
She blew up a little too quick.
Yeah. All those kids blew up too quick.
Yeah,
I'm okay with
Soulja Boy
that.
was FaceTiming though before everybody else. So
yeah. Soulja Boy snuck through.
he FaceTimed.
Yeah, he just
Yeah,
like,
yeah. They're like, damn
Soulja
it.
Boy town. They're like, nah.
Yeah.
we can't
This
stop
guy,
it.
we had an eye on everyone.
Damn
This
it.
guy's Superman the hoe. God damn it. This guy's
That's hilarious.
It is fascinating though. I would die to know. I'm sure everyone would, like the integration into.
Pop culture.
I mean,
Yeah.
man, I'm like fascinated by CIA. Do
too.
you really believe they're that
Fuck
dialed?
I do, because I do, but I wonder now. Like, what I wonder now is the CIA kind of in a tough spot because it used to be so easy to control. Like when you read, like, oh, they blew up and then they were on the Ed Sullivan show, or they blew up, and it's like, oh,
Whatever.
you have 4 options.
Yeah.
And if you put this new band on one of the 4 options,
The Beatles.
they're gonna blow up.
Yeah.
I think now it's like it has to be getting out from under them.
Yeah.
Because there's a new TikTok star every week. How do you keep up with that if you're the old CIA?
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Yeah. They track everything, so I mean, they could do that. And who
I'm
knows
so
what they could do.
curious. I would love to. I mean, or maybe not, or maybe it's just a fucking shit show, and I
They're
don't
just
know.
like, whatever. What's up with Skims?
Yeah. Anyone got a contact over at Skims?
I mean, if CIA is anything, the Skims is now worth
Yo.
$4 billion.
Yeah, so Skims is worth $4 billion. That was also one of our news stories. I mean,
They just
Yeah.
raised $275 million at a $4 billion valuation.
What's your revenue?
what they do? They raised.
I have an insane, given what you just told me. Laurel Canyon,
Okay, I like where we're going.
you know where I'm
Kanye,
going.
CIA.
Laurel Canyon is basically, we talk 60s and 70s,
Yep.
the most influential group of people
Yeah.
In my mind, in American history, like they're so influential.
Yeah.
Who is the present day most influential group of people?
Kanye, Kardashians.
Kardashians and Jenners.
CIA.
Thank you.
CIA.
Why do you think Skims is worth $4 billion?
CIA.
KIA.
They got it, right? They got to have some connection.
CIA is definitely behind the Kardashians.
Yeah.
For
What
sure.
do you think the motive is there? Like, let's get this women plastic surgery. Let's like.
It's more of just controlling, making
it
sure
down.
America controls the world.
Yeah.
Is Kim Kardashian
Culture.
the most powerful woman in the world? I think she is.
Yeah, I'll say our biggest export is culture, right? We don't
Yeah.
have much natural resources. Like,
Yeah.
it's getting the world to like buy into our way of living. So yeah, makes sense.
So
All right, glad we
she
cracked the
raised
case.
$270 million at a $4 billion valuation. Wellington Management, Green Oaks Capital, our friend,
Nice.
D1 Capital Partners, and Imaginary Ventures, also a good friend. That's
Do you know anything of their financials or no?
Yeah, that's so
booming,
crazy.
obviously.
I mean,
I don't know, that's fucking
They
CIA.
just said I'm
like,
That's the
yeah,
guy that
yeah.
whoever handled Laurel Canyon. Like,
they're like,
it
can we
doesn't
see your
fucking
P&L?
matter.
It just says Bowman.
Yeah, that's our P&L. It's a B&L. Booming.
Yeah. No loss. B no L.
Did you guys hear the story about the girl that claimed that Skims saved her life because she got shot? She got shot.
Is this shit bulletproof?
She got
It's
shot.
bulletproof?
And then she said because it was compressing her wounds so much, it kept her from bleeding out.
So
I promise you, that
That's
story
CIA. That's
came out-
CIA.
came out right before the raise.
That's what
CIA.
that's
It
what
also
raise that money.
it doubles as a tourniquet.
It's a medical device.
Yes.
Yeah. It'll
It's
save your life.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wonder what size she was buying. I mean, don't you think you got to size up a little?
I mean,
Jesus, you
I'm
have a blood
small.
flow.
I can't
clearly.
comment as a big guy.
She just
what
had
size
smalls.
you in, Skims?
Are they trying to do men's stuff?
The 3X.
They ran out of X's.
They must be like. Are they trying to do? Was the article? Are they
I
trying to do
mean,
men's?
if they give me a shirt to suck in my fat, I'd wear it.
Yeah, imagine if you had a little undershirt on. That made
Yeah,
it
I
look-
sucked it in.
Yeah.
I'd wear it all day.
It would.
Spanx for
It
guys.
saves your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Spanks
bulletproof.
for guys and
Forget
skinny
Ozempic.
and safe.
Forget Ozempic. Just throw on the skim.
Yeah, that's true.
What's funny is that in our group chat was telling me that, and our friends, he's like, oh, Kardashians are irrelevant. Do you believe that?
Anand said that?
Yeah.
On and tripping.
Damn.
He's tripping, right?
Yeah, he's tripping.
What?
He's tripping.
What? In what world are Kardashians irrelevant?
I mean, the numbers are in. You know?
Yeah.
What was his? Did he expand on that?
I think he was saying that, like, culturally, they're not as relevant as, I mean, Kardashian, Jenner, like,
I think it's safe to say they could be losing a slight
I don't think so.
bit
I
of
heard Kylie
relevance.
Jenner's dating Timothy Chalamet or whatever the fucking
Oh,
kid's
yeah.
name is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if that's happening,
Is Kim going on Bachelorette?
really?
Yeah. I think Kim's the star of the next Bachelorette.
No,
No.
way.
Yeah.
Who are the guys?
How's
I
that
don't-
benefit her?
Athletes?
All billionaires.
All billionaires.
Billionaires.
Athletes?
Benefit
It's
her,
like
yeah.
Jeff Bezos and
Tom Brady.
yeah,
It should be.
Chris Paul.
Is she
I just
dating
saw-
Tom Brady?
Oh my God.
Imagine when Kanye would lose it. Ooh, I
He would
kind of
sign
want that
up.
happen. Kanye would go crazy.
Oh, I think it was a joke.
Kanye, do sign up?
I have an amazing
Sign up.
I think it was a prank.
Let me get
prank.
it back.
I think it was a prank.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
I think she was pranking her mom.
But Kim Kardashian was at Messi's debut of Inter Miami 2 days
Of
ago.
course.
And
Yeah.
her kids were there. Messi signed the jersey. LeBron was there. Dave Beckham. Everyone was there. I don't know if you watched even the highlight. I didn't watch the
Nothing.
game.
No. I cannot get soccer.
Messi might be CIA.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why influence? A lot of influence?
I'll
That's
tell you
not
this.
American.
Tons of influence.
This is very CIA behavior.
Okay.
So this guy gets, signed to this insane deal, comes to Miami, blah, 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 blah. His first game is a few days ago.
Yeah.
The game goes past the regulation time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like rules of soccer or football, whatever you want to call it.
If there's dead stopped, let me, before you sound crazy. If there's a foul or injury, the clock continues to run. They don't stop it.
Okay, whatever.
And so that gets accounted
They
for.
added fake time.
No,
that's very CIA. That's fake time.
It's part of the game.
Fake
But all right,
time.
go
It's
ahead.
not American. That's a foreign sport.
This is a new American sport.
Okay?
Yeah, learn this stuff.
Then this fucking guy gets his shot at the goal. They got like 10 like schmucks standing in the front trying to score at him. This guy scores after regulation into the corner of the net, right?
Yep.
It's chaos. They basically got this guy, paid him a bunch of money, comes in, scores the winning goal after.
Just like they wrote it.
Yes, it's literally, if it was a
Great
movie script, you couldn't write the ending of the story.
Yeah.
CIA?
He's been doing that his whole career, though.
No, this is CIA. I'm sorry.
You
Soccer
know about
intel.
soccer?
Decent.
Like, are the people that he's playing now inferior to?
Oh yeah, it's like
Yeah, they're clowns.
I mean,
but that's
it's-
fine.
Europe is the
but
best.
but why did you wait till after regulation?
Yeah, CIA for
well,
sure.
he didn't wait. It was an opportunity. Like somebody
Nah,
got
he's-
fouled and then he got the
he's
shot.
Sounds like a psyop.
But
to
I gotta
me.
say, I remember you guys talking about LAFC, and I'm a big LAFC guy.
Yeah.
You got to come to a game.
Really?
Like, change your life perspective.
It is
Really?
It's the
But
most
they don't
amazing.
score.
It's the most.
No, it's fun.
Fuck
It's
the
really
score.
fun.
It's gonna be 1-0.
People-
Yeah.
Look, okay, look. I
The
went
CIA
to.
will get you a couple
Anticipation of the
points.
score.
Okay, come on.
I'll give you a quick story. A year and a half ago is when I went to my first LAFC game. And I sat in the supporters section, which is like a college basketball environment.
It's insane.
Like smoke's going off, flags are going, waving. It's crazy.
Very inclusive.
Very.
That was D who said that.
we know. So I go there just for a friend's.
Most inclusive section.
We go there for a buddy's birthday. There's no assigned seating. First come, first serve.
Yeah, it's a madness.
It's madness, right?
This is LAFC.
LAFC. And then you're not allowed to sit. Like there's no seats.
no, they're screaming the whole
and
game.
the whole time
There's not seats.
there's chants. And you got to know, if you don't know the chant, you're going to get, hey, buddy, get out. Like, you know, you got to chant. And so the one thing is, every time you score in the supporter section, you throw your drink in the air, right? First game I went to, 5-0. We won.
Is that like the highest
left
scoring game of all
soaked,
time?
Soaked. But it was the best time ever.
You
and
pay for this?
This time, yeah, it wasn't that
I'm saying
expensive.
people pay for this
The
experience.
ticket isn't that expensive.
It doesn't
Yeah.
sound that much. It doesn't sound that pleasant.
That's what I'm saying, but I keep hearing otherwise.
But it's experience. I get
But
it.
no,
yeah.
but on it, I've gotten to know a lot of the guys. Like Mag Park actually has so I have a little insight, but like we have a collab coming out with LAFC
Dope.
like in the season, and I've gotten
You're part
good
of the
friends.
CIA.
I'm part of the CIA.
Nice.
LFCIA.
I knew it. I knew you got real
Yeah.
quiet during that
LAFCIA.
part.
LFCIA.
But
But
a collab?
it was like,
brainwashing.
yeah, it's a great family experience.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
You should come out.
Really?
That sounds
Yeah.
kind of
It
simple.
is. It is actually an
Are
incredible.
you going to
family.
do like a Mag Park thing there? Because maybe I would like
Yeah.
attend that. That'd be my excuse.
Or I'll just bring you out, and then we'll put you guys in the suite first.
Yeah.
Before you get into like, because I sat next to the smoke for like a neutral field game.
Yeah.
It was a CONCACAF championship, and I got smoked out by next to
it's
it. I was like, you know what? I don't like to be this close to the action.
It's really fun.
But it's great.
It's good.
And the food's great.
But so like MLS is on fire. Messi had his first game.
Yeah.
CIA had
They
his
did their thing.
did their thing. They
Yeah.
had their
Is it a
goal.
record CIA year?
It's, what
Well,
else
we
did
don't
CIA do this
exactly
year?
know. Huh?
Barbie was CIA for sure.
Barbie was definitely
Barbie
CIA.
and
Where-
Messi goal definitely CIA.
You know what seems a little fishy? How quick like Bad Bunny blew up.
Yeah, that's definitely a plant.
Nah,
CIA, right?
That's definitely a plant. Like
Yeah.
no one understands what he's saying. How's the number?
That might have been like
how's the
a
number one song in America,
Yeah.
English speaking country,
and all of a sudden
no one
Kendall
knows-
Jenner like
yeah.
come on.
dating him.
They set that up.
Kendall's definitely CIA.
Yeah, the whole family. So they probably set that up.
I'm telling you, it's a peak CIA year.
Yeah.
They figured it out.
Who else would be CIA? Let's name one more. If anything in pop culture, entertainment.
I mean,
was
if I'm
CIA.
objectively saying Zach Villa feels a little CIA.
Oh, he does.
You could deal
Sorry,
with that
Zach.
later.
Yeah.
He feels CIA.
I've never gotten a clear story of who his dad is.
Oh man.
I'm not gonna
Sorry,
lie.
Zach. Sorry,
What's a
Zach.
CIA plug? I might need. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. See who has a plug for the CIA?
I'm telling you, bro. They made all the
I have
music
too much of a
of the.
big mouth. I don't know anyone from CIA. We have shout outs now. We have a shout out from the CIA, to the CIA. Who's that to? Zach Mia.
We love you, kid. Keep up the good work.
All right, we got shout outs here from Kieran to all the London Cathys. Shout out to all the Cathys tuning here from the UK. All hoping you'll make it someday here. Much love. Keep up all the great work.
Love it. Thank you. Thank you, Kieran.
Let's go. Let's go, London Cathys. Last shout out from Rocket Coffin to Gilly. Congrats on the successful trip. Love you, little buddy. Gilly feels like a little CIA.
Gilly feels CIA and also Rocket Coffin.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't seem like a little bit of a red flag.
Yeah. Gilly could be a plant. He feels plantish.
Planty.
Yeah, plant-based.
Is that Gilly? Is that to Gilly like Gilly?
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Who's Rocket Coffin?
Exactly.
Like a little cactus, you know?
Yeah.
Little cacti.
Yeah, Gilly's a little. I wonder where was his successful trip to? The Ukraine?
Yeah.
Virginia.
Doing some work? Yeah, Virginia, Norfolk.
I don't know.
Okay. That's all we got.
That's good.
Thanks for joining our CIA infused episode.
That was fun.
Sorry to break the news about the whole 60s thing.
Man, I'm really bummed. I'm going to go do this, research this tonight.
I'll try to find some good stuff to send you because I feel like it's hard to find. It's all in this book and I know you don't want to read. So
No, yeah.
I'll send you some highlights.
CIA don't read.
I'm going to send you, you know what I'm going to send you right now is some photos of this Air Force base. All right. That's it. Everyone have a great week.
Yeah, great.
I mean, let us know what you think about the episode without On. And I don't think, I thought it was very fair and balanced.
Fair and balanced.
And that's
Very inclusive.
Very inclusive.
Very inclusive. By the way, the makeup of the room today was way past 30%.
We might win the Oscars after this episode.
Qualified.
We just live it. We don't fucking talk about it. We don't advertise as the most inclusive podcast in the world. We just are it.
Speaking of which, the guys from Check, I just saw them make a code group chat because you guys like
What's the code?
free shit. It's group chat. So just group chat.
So if you want your sneakers authenticated for free,
yeah.
Go to Check app.
Yeah.
Use the code group chat.
Yes.
Maddie, give me a code. Group chat.
Group chat. Code group chat. Get an extra 10% off.
Okay, so we're gonna go to Group Shop, download just go to the groupshop.co app, the site, and use 10% off.
Get extra 10% off.
Okay.
Sundays only.
He's got crazy deals, so 10% is all I can offer.
10% lock off, you're already getting like 40-50%.
6 free credits is what I got from the guys.
6?
6.
Okay.
GetCheckCheck.com. There you go.
GetCheckCheck.com.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
GetCheckCheck.com, groupshop.co. Take it all. Use the code group chat.
There you go.
There we go.
Bye, guys.